Well, welcome everybody to FOMO on the promo. If you don't know what FOMO means, I always want to explain this because it sounds really weird if you don't know what it means. So fear of missing out. And here's the thing. There are lots of situations where it's super weird to have FOMO about it. But this, we think you should have FOMO because fear of missing out on these promos, I have it. I mean, you should have it too because when you do not get these freebies, it means you're literally leaving cash is how I like to look at it on the table that Young Living is willing to give you. And I say give as in like lavishly give you when all you're doing is buying products for your home that you already otherwise would be buying. So we're going to talk about kind of two different levels of this. I have two amazing friends that are much more familiar with the South African market than I am, that I'm so excited to work with today. Chrissy and Annalie are going to be sharing a ton, and then we'll actually have time for questions too. And both of them, I don't think have the promos in their hands yet, but they will, and it'll be so much fun to see, all the way from 100 to 400 what you can get this month. And it is an awesome, awesome treat because a lot of our items are things that we're familiar with. So we get to talk pretty candidly about how we use them in our homes. So first and foremost, why in the world do we say ER all the time? Because I know for me, I'm always talking essential rewards, ER. I like to call it your monthly wellness box, your subscription that covers all the things. I always say it covers everything, but basically like paper products in my home, I get in this monthly wellness box. So from Young Living every month, you can, with a minimum of 50 PV, and PV is dollar for dollar in most things. Again, it's different in all markets, but for you guys, make sure that when you're looking at items, it'll say their PV amount, even if it's different than the actual amount you're paying. So it's equal a lot, but sometimes it might not be. So once you get 50 PV in an order, you can choose the date you want it shipped, and you can change the products every month. And what is awesome about that is that you get to really have this wish list where you play with it in your account, and you're like, this month I need these 6 products. Next month I need these. So maybe every month you have your Ningxia Red, maybe you have a limit oil because you use it a lot, and maybe you have your Life 9. But there's some other products that you're like, you probably don't need to buy every single month, that you can take on and off your order based off of what your current needs are and your priorities with your family and in your home. You can also do that with gifts for people, and that is so much fun. It's right now, well, might not be in a week, but right now a lot of people are celebrating moms and nurses and teachers, and all kinds of things are being celebrated in different places in the world right now that actually involve primarily women, is what I think is interesting. And who better to give these amazing products to than the women in your life that you love? So with ER, you actually start earning points back right away. And I love that. Actually, you know what's fun? I'm going to ask one of you guys, how many points are you earning back right now?
I'm getting 25%. I just celebrated my 2 years
Yes, 25%.
this month.
Okay, so 25%. And when did that start for you?
This is my first month.
Yeah. So after 24 consecutive months, you earn 25% back. That means if you spend 300 PV on an order, you're getting 75 points back, and you can redeem those points for your own usage, for gifts. You can also do what I love to do, this things that I like really wouldn't usually put on a monthly order, but they're a little bit more they're probably not in the necessity category. I totally redeem with my ER points. Or if I feel like I'm being like a hoarder, then a lot of times I'll buy it on my ER and then also redeem because I want to like stockpile it so I never run out of it. Sometimes, yeah. Okay, so what actually, here's what's fun. What about you, Chrissy? How many points are you earning back right now?
I'm currently on 20% back.
Yeah.
That's super awesome. I must say it makes a huge difference with all the freebies that you get.
So 20% back. And here's what's super fun about that. The lowest level you earn back is 10%. And guys, that's only for a few months. And so I want you to think about that. You will earn back the majority of people are earning after they use the products, we're talking 6 months or more, they're heading towards that 2-year mark of 25% and they're earning 20%. I mean, it's crazy good. So it's something that we would never want you to miss out on. We would never want you to feel like you weren't invited to be part of it, because not only can you change the date and change the products, but you also get these points back. And now we're going to talk about these freebies. Some of the freebies you can get back on a shop only order, quick order, depending on what you want to call it. That's where you just click it, put it in your cart, buy that day. And then some of them are exclusive to the Essential Rewards program. The Essential Rewards program, again, is that monthly wellness box subscription. And this is also going to help you so that if you're taking supplements, especially, you're not going to miss them. Because I know for me, things that I want to use like every week or every month or every 2 months, but I don't have them on a regular order where they're coming to me, I actually end up forgetting it and being out of them. So that happens to my kids a lot on their certain organic meat sticks and bars. Like there's certain things I order that had come with subscription. And because I learned that I just wouldn't have them in my house, they would be like, oh, we don't. And I'd be like, oh, sorry. And that would take, 2 more weeks for me to get them here. So there's certain things that I make sure are on subscription from other companies as well as Young Living. So it's something that we all can just get used to and kind of program in on our calendars. So hopefully that will help you out. If you're not yet on ER, please, please, please reach out to any of us, or just log into your own account and click on that left side, and you can click on your Essential Rewards order and start earning today. Something else is you get some freebie oils back at different points that you're on the program, and that is pretty cool because that is exclusive to, again, this program. So I could talk about it all day long, but I'm going to make myself stop so that we can actually get into our freebies this month. I don't know if you've seen them. I was going to hold up. There's a lovely graphic that Laura actually made for all of us to use, which I think is pretty cool because I am not graphically inclined. Anyone else with me? I'm not at all. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. I will just use yours and not rely on anyone else's. So right here, if you look at this is what we're talking about, guys. See it? All this goodness. So we're going to go ahead and kick off with talking at that 100 PV level. So we'll kick that back to Annalie.
Thank you. I'm so excited about this because as Ashley mentioned, you can get points back when you're on Essential Rewards, and those points add up so that you can get free stuff, right? So with this month's promo, when you buy 100 PV and up, you are getting an additional 20 points back. So that's like over 200 rands worth of credits back again onto your account. That's amazing. That's on top of the points that you're already earning back on your Essential Rewards. So if you're in your first 3 months of being on Essential Rewards, you're getting your 10 points back, but now you're also getting another 20 points back on top of that. Yes, love free stuff. Now you get to choose what you want. Use the credits. You're not using your own money. You're using the credits that you've earned. Okay. This is nothing to do with your commissions earned. Don't worry. That's separate. That goes into your bank account. Don't worry about that if you're one of those people sharing and earning as well. Next up is if your order is 150 PV and up. Again, PV is just the points value. It's like an international currency, like a little value placed on the things. When your order is 150 PV and up, you're still getting those 20 points back. But on top of that, you're also getting a Thieves Cleansing Soap bar. Now, my trick for this is that, okay, this is still a sealed one, but with the bar of soap that comes inside, I like to cut it into little sections, like maybe 6 bars, because I feel like if I leave a whole bar of soap, and I've never tried it with the Thieves one, actually, maybe it doesn't do that because it's magical, but I feel like it lasts longer when you have just a little bit of it there. You're not leaving the whole bar in there. So I like to do that. That's my little trick. This smells ridiculously amazing. Seriously, this is so good. I love, love, love the smell of the Thieves bar. Now, of course, we're all trying to have more, natural products in our homes. We don't want toxic junk. And if you look at the ingredients in most soaps, you're going to be very sad. So if you look at the ingredients in this, you're going to be very happy. It smells good. It feels amazing on your skin. There's no parabens, phthalates, petrochemicals, glycols, sulfates, synthetic dyes, colorants, blah, blah, blah. No animal-derived ingredients, all that stuff. Okay, it's amazing. So feels great. And do you know what I did with this the other day? Because I heard a tip about this and I was like, meh, let's see if it's gonna work. So my baby has started solids and I decided to give her beetroot. Like beetroot puree. She happened to spit up after that and got beetroot all over her onesie. Beetroot. And I had someone here and she was like, oh, there's spit up everywhere. I was like, oh, just take it off and I'll deal with it in a little bit. I forgot to deal with it until the very next day. So it was dried beetroot spit up. Like, I was just like, I'm just going to have to throw this thing away. This is never going to come out. What I did is I took the thieves, my little square that I had cut off, and wet it and rubbed it onto the dried, stained beetroot. And the stain came right out. Seriously. Like, this is actually made for us to wash ourselves, but it's amazing for stains. I was using it going, I probably shouldn't be doing this because it's not going to work. And I'm just going to have to lie to people and tell them that I don't know if it works with stains, but I'm so glad I don't have to lie. I can tell you it worked really well. I don't know why I'm surprised, but yeah, anyway, Thieves cleansing soap, awesome stuff. So for your whole family, kids love it as well. Then I'm going to chat to you also about one of the most underrated oils I found that comes in your starter kit, actually, in a 5 ml version, but you'll be getting this in a 15 ml when you have your order being 200 PV and up. So now we're getting those 20 points. Plus you're getting the Thieves bar, plus you're getting a 15 ml orange. And I just have to, while I'm talking, smell this because, guys, this is sunshine in a bottle. Seriously, it's like, if you're having a bad day, it's okay. Just smell this. The other thing that I love about this is okay, so sometimes I get a bit excited about ooh, I like the smell of this, I'm going to put in the diffuser, but I like the smell of this, so I'll put that in too, and I'll put this in, and I put in a million things, and they smell nice separately, but not together. And I'm like, well, I don't want to waste this. So if it doesn't smell good, just add the orange. It just makes everything better. It's so, so good. It's also really great for teeth whitening. How random is that? If you look at the Thieves whitening toothpaste, it's got orange in it as one of the ingredients to help with the whitening. It smells so good. It's great for boosting your immunity, elevating the mood. You can put it with your ylang-ylang in your diffuser to set the mood in the bedroom. Yep. Chrissy actually said that she likes to use it with Valor for focus and to use it with cedarwood for sleep. And it's so funny that she said those two things because orange mixed with Valor and cedarwood in the diffuser together smells like summer peaches. I'm just saying, it smells so good. I also like to add it to my beverages. I'm just saying, citrus oils in my water. My friend, I'm just saying, I really like that. A lot of people use it for making orange cakes and whatever. But anyway, I could go on about it, but just you're going to get it anyway, so you'll see what I mean. Okay, I'm going to hand it over. Oh, of course, it's a citrus oil, so it's like a gentle detox on your body. It's just all good things and love. So there you go. Chrissy, you go next. Tell us what comes next.
I think I'm actually covering free shipping and Haven.
Sorry, Ashley.
No worries.
No, it's perfect. I was like, maybe, never. So something I want to add about orange oil is glutathione is a cell protectant. We really want to have those levels raised. So glutathione is stimulated by orange oil. Applying it to your belly, just using it topically in general. So huge benefit, really huge benefit to something that I think smells amazing. And it is also metabolism boosting. And the principle that does that is it's linalool, not Lionel, but LINALOOL. So pretty interesting. It also is high in D-limonene, which is another, if you're a sciencey person, I don't know if you want to know that stuff, maybe no one wanted that information, but if you want to research that more, it's pretty cool because it's a really inexpensive oil for its huge, powerful impact it can have on your health. So the next one I'm going to cover is at again the level of, not the level, at the idea. Oh my goodness! When you're on ER, the freebie that you get at the 250, excuse me, that, can y'all just have a redo on my whole talking right now? 300. So at 200, we had orange. At 300, you are going to get lavender, which I'll talk about in a second, no matter what kind of order. But an ER exclusive is tea tree oil. That's why I was tripping over my words. I'm so sorry. I was promised, and in my head, I had a whole way I wanted to go about this. Tea tree and lavender together are fabulous, and I'll talk about some recipes with that. But I really want you guys to understand the power of tea tree. Tea tree is powerfully antiseptic and antiviral. It is great for killing fungus. Like, I had a guy at our house yesterday that our friend brought over an employee of his without telling him why he was bringing him here. And he walked in. I'm like, hey, so I heard you have really bad foot fungus. And he was like, it was the best. The dude literally looked at me like, yeah, yep. What's your name? It was so funny. But he did. He has like chronic like athlete's foot. And so, I gave him a blend of different oils, but also just a small vial of just tea tree. I'm like, if just tea tree will kill it, I know this will work for most types that aren't going to be mutated and really like long-term growing in infection kind of categories on your feet. But tea tree is great for any kind of skin irritation, any kind of skin infection, anything that is white, pussy, itchy, or flaky. Tea tree. Like dandruff, use tea tree. You need to clean something, add tea tree to it. Like, it is so powerful, and it really does smell clean and fresh. I don't like to diffuse it personally. I'm not like, oh, the aroma of tea tree is amazing, but I do like the way it cleanses the air. So it also purifies. I'm going to read a little bit about it from my desk reference. So it is antimicrobial and antiseptic. It's great. Also, this is going to sound gross, but we're supposed to be FOMO, telling you all the stuff. Like in your shoes to kill that nasty bacteria, or if you're someone that ever needs to do that in armpits or crotches of clothing items. So I don't know if that applies to you, but if you're someone with a happens to you often, you have an overgrowth of yeast, or you actually get bladder infections, you should totally put a drop in your underwear, or in your shorts. If you have like athletic shorts without underwear, you can also put it on a tampon, in a cup, whatever you're using. It's really going to help with that. Same thing with like your feet. If you're just trying to keep that so it's not a moist, bacteria-filled environment, just put tea tree on it. So it is a really powerful antifungal, which will go along with what we're saying, but it's also great at being an anti-inflammatory agent. So that's not a normal property to have mixed together, but it's a pretty neat oil. It is cleansing and purifying. It's great, again, on white, pussy, flaky, all the nasty things, even on your face, whatever you're using it for. It's also great even if you have like a cold sore in your mouth. So it is a widely used product. It is also found in like 17 Young Living products that are great for skin and cleansing. And I wanted to read one more thing to you all. I thought was pretty cool. Here we go. Yep. It has been known to kill staph infections, and that is from the desk reference. There's all kinds of peer-reviewed research on it, which is pretty big because a lot of times we can't find things to get rid of staph infections. So just keep in mind, this is an oil that I use daily, but if you're not used to it when you first get it, you'll probably have it as like your emergency store where you're like, oh, I'm so glad I have it on hand for when that does come up and I do need it. So lavender, the reason these pair so well together is I would say these are your first aid pair. You're like, oh, somebody got something going on their skin, lavender and tea tree, put it together. Diaper rash even, tea tree and lavender. Someone's chafing somewhere, tea tree and lavender. Blister, tea tree and lavender. Like, I use it for so many things in that kind of first aid category as a combination together. So lavender, it is the Swiss Army knife of oils for sure. Most of you have probably already experienced lavender because you've used it from your starter kit. And it's one that we all are just familiar with. So it's great for sleep. It's actually great for relaxing smooth muscle. It's great if you have seasonal allergies to actually do two things with it: cheek swipe or nasal swipe. That is so strong right out of the bottle. But it's also great if you need to relax smooth muscle and you don't have like a pain oil with you. So I'll get cramps sometimes that are probably trace mineral deficiencies, but like in my calves or other parts of my body, but it relaxes smooth muscle. So say I needed to put it on my thigh, I could just drop a little bit. I love how it came out so quickly when I wanted to put it in my mouth, and now I'm banging it on my leg to get it on there. Yeah, and I can just rub it right in. Same thing with like if you have any kind of like I had an injury on my hand that I was using. This is funny. This bottle is not liking me now. There we go. That I was using tea tree, lavender, helichrysum, frankincense, neat right in the injury over and over and over, drops and drops a day. So it's really great for getting rid of any kind of redness. So sun exposure, if you have a irritation from a bug exposure, a bite or a sting, and then sleep obviously is the most widely known usage for lavender. Lavender is going to be a smooth muscle relaxant as well as actually a de-stimulant for your brain. It's going to relax your brain, as in remove anxious thoughts, remove any kind of blocks from helping you to relax. And it's also going to relax, again, nervous system. So your eyes, physically shutting down all this tension in your body and melt away. My first encounter seeing the power was when my kid we used all cast iron in our house, and my kid, Avery was not even 2, and he grabbed a really hot cast iron skillet, like the handle. I was cooking, he was on a little stool, and I had never done that before, and it was right after we got oils, and it like charred all of his fingers, and I dumped lavender on, and then, I did the great thing every mom does and took a before picture and then an after one. It was fine. I kind of didn't think it would work, to be honest with you. It was like shocking that it actually worked. And then we had really bad, all of us had horrible sunburns last week after we were outside for 2 days in a row for triathlon for my kids. We just weren't paying attention. We applied sunscreen once and then we didn't apply again. And it was amazing, just the overnight result just from applying topically right on the skin. So think about all the ways you can use it. It's also vasodilating. It's antispasmodic. So that means it's also like an anti-seizure oil. It's great to have on hand for that. Also, if you have extreme allergies, you can use this in your mouth every 10 seconds until the reaction stops, especially with like insect stings. It's also great for PMS, high blood pressure, psoriasis, and any kind, again, like the relaxing smooth muscles in your face. It's also going to relax nervous tension emotionally and overall. This has been the most widely researched oil in the history of the world. It is the oil that we grow the most of in the world. For example, France actually exports 12,000 times more bottles of lavender than they could grow on the physical land in France. So it's also a highly, highly adulterated fragrance where you will get a lot of things that will say, say it's pure, and it's absolutely not, because just there's no way they can do that. So it's one that is highly, highly, highly duplicated in a not healthy way. So putting these together, awesome. Separately, awesome too. I know it took a long time, but I want you to understand, if you have a bottle of lavender that you still have, it's not empty yet, you're going to get this new one in the mail as one of the promos, but you also should use your lavender. It's fabulous. And it's adaptogenic, which means if you don't need to go to sleep, it's not going to make you go to sleep. It's going to do its job to serve you in the area where it's most needed in your body. I will stop talking and mute myself forevermore.
Thank you, Ashley. That was pretty amazing. So just a quick recap. At 100 PVs, you will get 20 ER points. At 150 PVs, you will get the Thieves Soap Bar. 200 PVs, you will get the Orange Essential Oil. 300 PVs, you will get lavender and tea tree. Guys, that's amazing. And then to add more to it, if you order 350 PVs, you will actually get free shipping. Now, I know as a South African myself, we love free shipping. I hate paying additional for shipping. To me, it's a product I could have bought that I now need to spend on shipping. So absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful that Young Living actually brought this option in. And then at 400 PVs, guys, this is probably, I have many favorites, but this is an absolute must-have. Whenever I have free ER points, this is the oil that I buy, because it's actually absolutely remarkably well priced, to be honest. And it does so much. So we call it YL Haven. In other countries, it's known as Stress Away. And it does exactly that. It removes stress. It's a blend, so it's a combination of lime, which has an extremely uplifting aroma, cedarwood, which is another one of my absolute must-have essential oils. I cannot go without it. It's very comforting and calming. Lavender, which is relaxing, and you just heard of all its amazing properties through Ashley. It also has copaiba, which magnifies any essential oil that is used with it. Octia, which reduces irritation, and then vanilla, which just spikes happiness. So this is really an incredible oil. I love mixing it with Valor and Joy. That is my perfume that I use every single day. I also love gifting this perfume because it smells so amazing. And when I actually did some research on all three of those oils individually, it's remarkable what a stress reliever this actually, or this combination actually is. I actually made this combo for a child that suffers from stress and anxiety attacks, and it has been the feedback that I've been getting has been so amazing. So really an amazing oil. I use it in my car diffuser as well. Absolutely love the fragrance of it on its own, and this is such a great oil to put in your diffuser around about dinner time, and you'll actually see how the whole house just calms down. So definitely a reason to place a 400 PV order. That is all for me, guys. I'm going to hand back over to Annelie, I guess, to close the call. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we're closing off the FOMO on the promo now, and then we're going to have a team chat. So I'm very excited about that.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see what you get for free this month and what you buy with your monthly subscription order. And remember, it's always a great time to have friends try your products. And I don't necessarily mean ordering for them, but sharing what you get. So freebies are a great way to do that, to give samples of things or to share. Like literally what I said about the guy yesterday, that story. I have gotten tea tree in the US market so many times for free that I don't think I've bought it in years because I have like 7 bottles of it. So I'm gonna sneeze now. I need more lavender in my nose. So what's awesome about that is when I share it, I don't feel like I'm like losing my personal stash. I feel like I'm free to give it to people. So that lavender and orange, sharing sample of that for sleep for people is great, or diffuser blend. So really think about that. Sharing stress away in a roller, you have so many ways you could share. And that doesn't mean sharing to build a business. I'm talking about sharing because you probably love people you're around. So thanks for hanging out with us today. It's been so much fun. It makes me feel like we're in the same place, even though it's bright and sunny here. And it looks like it's dark at nighttime because it is where you live, but it makes me at least feel like we're a little bit closer together. So thanks, you guys, and I'm looking forward to see what y'all get.